Hi everybody and welcome to Eat Better Together. Today we are going to be talking about homemade lasagna. I don't know if you've ever tried making it yourself before, but I'm going to show you how we do it here at my house. So as you can see, this recipe is a little more difficult than some of the other ones. We're going to go over our ingredient list as well as the tools that you'll need to be able to do this recipe. So first off, I like to start off with a 13 by 9 inch glass pan. I've got a pot of water starting to boil, and I wanted to show you, go ahead and add a bit of salt into our pot of water so that when we cook our pasta, it will be able to absorb some of those flavors. I absolutely love this. This is the Kirkland Signature. It's the Costco brand organic no salt seasoning. It's delicious. We're going to use 3 eggs, 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound, or excuse me, 10 ounces of spinach. We're going to use some shredded cheese. I have 2 things of ricotta. I don't know that we're going to be using both of them. I've cleaned out my freezer of this pasta sauce, so it's just a marinara sauce that was left over from a recipe I did a couple of weeks ago. And then we're going to need to open this other can up. We also have hidden back here a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And then today, because we're going to do a little bit of the more difficult version of this recipe, we're using lasagna noodles that need to be cooked. However, if you want to skip a giant step, you can go ahead and get these. They're an oven-ready lasagna noodle, and you don't have to pre-cook them, so you don't have to boil them in water first. And then the tools that I need are a skillet for doing our ground beef, and then I use a large mixing bowl for our filling, and then I use a fork, a large spoon. I'm going to need a can opener, and then a tool to mix up the meat, so a spatula. Alright, let's get started. So we have the water getting ready to boil, so it's just heating up. And our meat is on. Going to want to get that nice and brown. You want to make sure that you keep working that meat so that it comes out grounded, not in big chunks. And then while that is going, let's go ahead and start working on our filling. So I have 3 eggs cracked, and I have our spinach ready. You can use fresh spinach if you'd like. And then there's our ricotta cheese. And then we will add in our spices. So we have the water getting ready to boil, so it's just heating up, and our meat is on. Going to want to get that nice and brown. You want to make sure that you keep working that meat so that it comes out grounded, not in big chunks. And then while that is going, let's go ahead and start working on our filling. So I have 3 eggs cracked, and I have our spinach ready. You can use fresh spinach if you'd like. And then there's our ricotta cheese. And then we will add in our spices. So our water has come to a boil, and I have our pasta out. Went ahead and counted out 12 sheets. I believe that's what this pan will hold. As you can see, it's nice and hard. So we're just going to put this in here. And I like to put it in one piece at a time. Sometimes you have to do a couple of times of boiling just so that it will all fit. Because you don't want to overstuff your pan, or your pot, excuse me. And this is one of those things that you want to bring it back up to a boil. The box says to leave it uncovered. I don't know if there's any, negative repercussions for leaving it covered or not, but I just like to follow instructions. Alright. And then we'll bring that back up to a rapid boil, and then we will start the timer. So these are going to go in for 12 minutes. You can cook it a little less or cook it a little more depending on how firm you like your pasta. And while that is coming back up to a boil, we are going to get our other items ready. So here we have the beef. It's been browned and it's ready to go in. And then we've mixed in the 3 eggs, the 1 container of ricotta, and the spinach. I've also added in about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan and about 2 tablespoons of the no salt seasoning. So I have our pasta sauce here, marinara sauce, and I like to do just a thin layer down at the bottom because I don't like the pasta sticking to my pan. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 layer of the pasta noodles, and looks like it's coming back up to a boil, so we're going to put this on for 12 minutes, and you can go ahead and preheat your oven. I like to put it at 350, and we're going to put this in starting at 40 minutes up to an hour. My daughter woke up from a nap, so she's back here helping me. Alright, so we've got this going, and again, going back to the layering, we are going to do a layer of sauce, layer of pasta, layer of sauce with the meat, the filling, sauce, pasta, and so on until we're all finished. So our pasta is all finished cooking, and I went ahead and I layered in the first layer of pasta, added a bit of pasta sauce on the top, and now we're going to add our meat into the mixture, and then we'll just get a bit of this in here, and we will follow it up with our filling. And I apologize, I kind of wing this one. I don't particularly have a certain amount that I use. I start off with generally the same amount of, pasta sauce and filling and a certain amount of ricotta and so on, but I kind of just wing it. So I apologize because I know that can be really difficult when you're trying to follow a recipe and you're not really getting an actual recipe, but hopefully this video will work as a tutorial. Alright, so we're just going to add that filling in. So the filling is in. Now we're going to add in another layer of pasta sauce, meat, and filling. After we did that last little bit of filling, went ahead and put the last bit of noodles on and then topped it with our pasta sauce. The last thing that we need to do before we put this in the oven is add in our cheese. And I just like to put a decent covering of cheese over the top. It's about, I would say it's probably about 2 cups worth. Alright, and she's ready to go in the oven. So here is our finished lasagna. It's looking really good, and I apologize, I forgot to let you know that I put it in the oven at 350 for 40 minutes. Thanks so much for watching Eat Better Together. I hope you enjoyed our video tutorial on making lasagna. Again, I apologize that I don't have an exact recipe, but I hope that you're able to follow along. Feel free to shoot me some comments if you have any questions, and we will see you next time.